Yes,
Yes.
good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so how are you today?
I'm good.
Okay, and your parents visited your house, right?
Yes.
And how was it?
Uh, it's okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
My mother stay here.
Your mother.
Yes.
And how about your father?
He's have to come back his home.
I see. So, for example, at your house, at your parents' house, who is the one with your parents? Are they just two? Your mother and daughter? Your mother and your father? Or your sibling is also there?
Yeah. My parent um and my sister daughter.
So you mean to say that your sister and their daughter, right?
Yes.
No, no, no.
I have a
Sister,
sister and
daughter.
I have a sister and yeah, sister daughter.
You mean to say that you do have a sister at their house, and also your sister already have a
Daughter,
child,
sister.
right?
Yeah. No. My sister have a daughter,
Yeah.
and yes, she live with my parents.
So you mean to say that your sister already have her family and still live there, right?
Yes.
Mm.
Um, so I can explain with you now, but
Ah,
yes, my sister have my sister have a daughter, and she live with my parents.
I see, I see. That's good. Because they're how old is your parents? How old are they?
Uh, yeah, my parents.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my let's see.
You're going to compute it?
Yes.
You're not that.
my my father is 65.
Ah, I see. Your mother?
My mother is 61.
Just like my mom. My mother is 61 and my father is 62.
Uh-huh.
And
Mm.
we are, you know what? I do have the eldest in my siblings is, special child.
Special charge.
Let me type it. Yeah. So it means to say that he is already 35 years old
Mm.
and he is the eldest. He is the eldest. So we are five and he is the eldest. The special
Mm-hmm.
child. So I mean to say that when you hear the word special child, it means to say that he cannot be able to study. He cannot be able to speak.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah.
And um in his physical appearance, he do have his cheeks here is bigger rather than this one,
Mm.
and he is the eldest.
Mm-hmm.
So me, the eldest, and my mother and father is here at our my parents' house, and my other siblings, they do have their own family and they do have their own house.
Mm-hmm.
So we are just here. So the eldest,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and that one, the eldest is my brother, which is a special child. So sometimes um he is just here in our house. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes whenever we do have a birthday party, sometimes he is just alone here because he don't like to go to
Mm.
anywhere. He do love to watch television.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So, by the way, how are you today? Are you a little bit busy a while ago or not?
Um, a little busy today.
I see, I see. Okay, so now let's start our lesson for tonight, and it's all about lesson 47, numbers. It seems like that we are done with. Sorry, we are done with the percentages, right? And also are we done with the fractions and decimals?
Yes,
Okay,
fractions and
so
decimal.
let us have here now the ordinal. Oh, it's ordinal numbers and rates, not ordinal. Okay, it is ordinal. Okay,
Ordinal.
yeah,
Ordinal number.
ordinal. No, no, no. It's
Ordinal,
ordinal, not ordinal.
ordinal,
Yeah, so it is
ordinal,
ordinal numbers.
ordinal
Yeah,
number.
okay. So we do have here. Can you please read?
Date, years.
Okay, so when you hear the word ordinal numbers and dates, we are referring to dates and year. Okay, so I know that you are already familiar with dates and year. So let us have here the next one. So if we do have the ordinal, we do have the cardinal numbers. So can you please read this one?
Hundreds, thousands, millions, billions.
Wow. So as you can see in cardinal, the biggest is billion. Okay. And
Yes.
let us have here this one, arithmetic.
Arithmetic, arithmetic.
Mm-hmm.
Work out, plus, equal, additions, um,
Minus.
my minus,
Mm-hmm.
minus equal subtract, subtractions,
Mm-hmm.
uh, times
Mm-hmm.
equal multiplications, uh, divide
Mm-hmm.
equal divisions.
The division in your place is two dots.
Yes.
Ah, but then it should be here in my place. It should be just like this, right?
Ah, yes. Uh, to kind of
Mm-hmm. And also,
divisions.
mm-hmm. So and also here in when I was a student, the division looks like this. So the first one is this one, and
Mm.
the third one is this one. So just like for example 10 divided by 5, just like that.
Yes.
You also have that.
Uh, no, I think you.
It is the square
Uh,
root.
I think number 10. Number 10 is in
Outside.
number 10 is yes outside, and number 5 I'm not sure.
We are now in math. Right.
I
Okay.
think it's
Let me
yeah,
check. Oh no.
yeah.
It should
Good.
the highest, just like this, just like this. The highest, let me show you. Okay, hold on. This one. The highest should be inside. And the lowest, just like this one. 5 divided by 64. Okay, so the highest is inside and the lowest is outside. Just like this one. This one. But then I don't know in Vietnam. Maybe you do have different formula rather than here in the Philippines. Okay. Let us move
Yes.
on with that because we are not in math. Okay. So, but then all of that
You know,
mhm.
division in computer science is
Ah,
this
yeah.
size.
I am also familiar with that one. We are also using that one,
Mm.
in dividing, and but then I am not familiar with this one. Are you also using this two dots?
Yes.
You know what? We are just using that in referring time, just like 3 o'clock. Of course, there is a three and o'clock, just like that. I
Yes.
haven't seen this one just like that. Just that's why I ask you if you are using two dots. I thought that it is just a mistake. I thought there should be a line.
Yeah, I think two dot is uh, short short size of the divisions.
Yeah. Maybe the division do have a lot of way to write, right? Not just like the addition, multiplication, and subtraction. Okay? But then for you, when you were still young, when you were still a student, you are having a hard time in division, multiplication, subtraction, or addition.
I think it's multiplication and division.
Exactly. I am also having a hard
Yes.
time there. It's you know what? Here in my place when I was still a student, I remember that my teacher, we need to memorize the multiplication table. Are you familiar with the multiplication table?
Ah, yes.
Just like 1 to 10,
And a bit.
right? 1 times 1 equals 1. 1
Yes.
times just like that. You know what? My teacher in math, you will be surprised because, for example, randomly pick. Okay, hey Karen, recite the multiplication table number 4. So, my God, you need to memorize just like 4 times 1 until 10. 4 times 10 equals 40. How about in Vietnam? Is your teacher also just like that or no?
Yes. Yes. It's
Mm,
like in Vietnam.
I see, I see. And you know what? I am really afraid when my teacher in math arrive and we need to memorize the multiplication table. How about you that time? It seems like that boys are still quite good in math rather than girls. How about you? Are you afraid with that?
No. I remember when I was a student, I don't care anything about math and physical. I like it,
Mm.
but now,
Ah, I see, I
yes,
see.
I always use calculator to calculate some.
Yes.
Yes.
But then, when you were still a student, the teacher allows you to use the calculator? We do have the
No,
scientific calculator, right?
no. In student, we cannot use calculate.
I see. But then, are you familiar with the scientific calculator?
Device.
Let me type it. Scientific calculator. Are you familiar with that one?
Si-
You can find there the X and Y.
Yeah. Ah, yes,
Mm-hmm.
we have it.
Yeah, so when I was still in a student in a college or in a university, our professor is allowing us to use the scientific calculator. But then, way back in elementary and high school, of course, we are not allowed to use any calculator. Right. Okay.
Yes.
So now, let us have this one saying O or
Saying
zero.
zero.
Okay. So
Oh,
now, can you please read?
no. Zero. Uh, oh, nose,
Not.
zeros,
Not.
Okay, yes, it is O,
no,
not zero.
no,
Okay, so it is
zero.
another term. Oh, it is another term whenever you are O, not, and zero. Okay, and let us have this one.
Talking number.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so we do have there this one.
Old,
It's
old,
mm-hmm.
old event.
Odd.
Our
Mm-hmm. Okay.
even.
So it is add. It is,
Ah,
yeah. You read the spelling is O, but then the pronunciation is add, okay?
oh,
Yes. And are you familiar with add and even numbers?
yes.
Yes.
Our,
Mm-hmm.
what it mean?
Again, again?
Our,
Ah, out of.
oh, yes.
Ah, okay. So
What
for
it mean
example,
in
uh,
talking number?
okay. So out of, for example, we are using whenever we are using the word out of whenever we are having a problem solving. A problem solving. Okay, hold on. Let me type it. Problem solving. Okay, so for example, it is based in the problem. For example, out of 10 students, there is only 5 who like to do that kind of activity. Okay? So we use the word out of whenever we are comparing two words in a problem solving. So for example, there are um 5 students, or this one, out of 10 students, there is only 5 students who would like to join in the activity, just like that. So we use
Mm-hmm.
the word out of
Uh,
in a problem solving.
just
we
doing
we usually use that in a problem solving in math. Out of. Okay.
mm-hmm.
And of course
It's like out of stock.
again, again.
It's like out of stock. Do you know it?
Can you type it?
Uh,
Ah, out of stock. Okay, it is another term. It is another term. Okay, so as you can see, out of stock, it means to say that we are referring that it is not available, right? Okay, so
yes.
but then whenever we are talking out of, we are comparing two numbers. Okay? And as you can see, out of 20
Mm-hmm.
students, there is only 5 students who would like to join in the activity. So we are referring to opposite, just like two numbers in a sentence. But then the word out of order, or out of stock, we do have a lot of, just like out of order, it means to say that you cannot be able to use, just like the
Mm.
toilet, right? Out of order. It means to say that the toilet is um not ongoing or it is broken, okay? The bowl, okay? And out of stock, it meant to say that there is no available stocks. Okay, it is already out in the
Yeah.
market, just like that. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so now let us have here the next one. Okay, let's start the first one, which is the cardinal numbers. Okay, so can you please read?
379.
Yes, okay.
2860 and 60
2,860. Yes, but then you know what? Sometimes we forgot to use end, right?
and
Just like 2,860. That's it.
yes.
Right? The next one.
Uh, 2,550,000.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God. You know what? Million is really a big money, right? Especially the billion. Ah, no. On that part, the biggest there is billion, but then we also have trillion, right? And this one.
Yes, billion,
Mm-hmm.
3 billion.
Oh my God. What will you do if you do have billion? Oh my God, I really don't know what to do. It seems like, but then you know what? Being practically, you need to invest in different kind of business, right? It is the and
Yes.
also you know what here in my place just like my niece and nephew, they do have the insurance. How about your
Mm-hmm.
daughter? Just like for example, just like
It,
here in the Philippines, we do have the Sun Life. So at the age of 10 years
oh,
old, they can be able to get some money. So you can be able to use that when whenever they are studying. Just like an investment just like that, and it is growing. How about in Vietnam?
in Vietnam we have insurance for kids, but uh, not not famous.
Ah.
It's not famous. Yes.
Mhm.
Um, I have a insurance for my wife and I.
Ah, I see,
Yes.
I see.
Uh, yes, that is insurance for healthy and
Ah, for your
uh,
health.
yes, for health.
So you mean to say that, oh, for example, this is just an example, okay? For example, when someone hospitalized, you can be able to use that insurance, right? You can save some money.
Yes, yes,
Mm,
exactly.
I see, I see. And you know what? Um, uh, thi- just like me, for example, me. We do have here another kind of insurance, which is I know that it is too much early, but then of course we cannot avoid to happen this one. Are you familiar with this one?
No, let me translate it.
You know what? I am so monthly. So monthly, me. Even though I am still young, of course I don't want to happen it. My God, not knock on the door or knock on the wood. But then I am monthly. I am paying for that. So after 5 years, I will be finished with that one. And for example, after 5 years, you are already done paying it, and you are still alive. You the
Mm-hmm.
money we uh, the money that you pay for 5 years or for 2 years will be back at you. Yes, so that is the
Mm-hmm.
good thing. If you are still alive that time after paying 5 years. Do you have that in Vietnam?
Uh, yes. My my insurance contracts. In my insurance contracts, if I die,
Mm-hmm.
yes, my wife uh, will receive uh,
Ah, some money.
maybe 1 billion, 1 billion Vietnam dollars.
You know what? Me in that case, I am monthly. I am paying for that. But then, so for example, when I died, they will no longer be able to have a problem about that one because it is already given. So
Mm-hmm.
they don't need to give us some money or buy something because it is already given. They will
Mm-hmm.
provide everything. Yes.
Uh-huh.
But then, of
I think it
yeah.
depend
Mm-hmm.
about insurance company
Mm-hmm.
or insurance contracts.
Mm-hmm. But then, of course,
Yeah.
insurance is one of the most important things, right?
Yes,
And of
I
course,
think so.
that's correct. That you and your wife do have an insurance before your daughters. You should have first before
Yes,
your
exactly.
daughters. Okay. So now let us have here now the next one. Okay, yes, as you can see, it is ordinal, not the next one, right? It is ordinal. So it should be ordinal numbers and dates, okay? So can you please read?
Uh, the the fourth of January, January the fourth.
Okay.
The 21st of May. May the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
1997.
Mm-hmm.
1905. 1905.
Yes, okay. So between the 4th of
1905. Ah.
January and January the 4th, how what do you use? Is it this
Wait a
one?
minute.
Is it this one or this one? What do you use?
Mm-hmm. Um,
Nothing?
the second.
The January the 4th. I
But
see.
in Vietnam,
Mm-hmm.
uh, i- in Vietnam, we often say the fall of January.
I see.
Yes, we often talk about it before the month.
Mm-hmm.
So my
I see, I see. Ah, yeah.
sometimes I
Because
yes.
one of my students told me that whenever I am asking her birthday, it is just first
Mhm.
the number before the month, right? Mm-hmm. I see, I see.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, so we're going to continue talking that one tomorrow because we don't have enough time, okay? So that would be all for tonight and have a
Okay.
good night. Bye-bye.
Have a good night. Goodbye.
Thank you.